were able to find the wins on Gen.G early in the season, they're going to have to dig back and find that same energy if they want to play in their second grand finals in a row. Gen.G versus Complexity, game 1 starts now.
One more step to get to the grand finals. Halfway through the winter split, Complexity and Gen.G, they met in the grand finals in the last regional, but only one gets to sit there this time, Turtle.
Oh yeah, we've got a juicy rematch here between these two very, very top dogs of North America, especially Complexity as of recent, have been playing fantastic. They've been putting in the hours, putting in the work, and you can see just how that's affecting their gameplay on the pitch. And already we're seeing some demos out of AJG, which is something that I immediately wanted to talk about, and I completely agree with Gibbs. If you go back and watch the M80 series against Gen.G, the demos, in particular from Kinsei, those were so impactful on this roster, and they made Gen.G so uncomfortable, and we're seeing that immediately within Complexity's game plan.
For Gen.G, Turtle, we casted that M80 series yesterday. Nolly gonna take this one up on a beautiful air dribble, but Razebull takes it away. And M80 showed, like Achievs was saying at the end of that death segment, that there are some cracks there, and if anyone was going to show you the blueprint, M80 may have done that. And Complexity, they've played them close. They're one of the only teams that have actually beaten Gen.G in the past. Granted, not in a best-of-7 situation. Right now, they're under pressure, and Gen.G will strike first.
Yep, and Gen.G under that pressure indeed. You got demos, you're taking them out, but still they find a way to move forward as a unit, to find each other across the field. This is a routine backboard play. Get the follow-up. Striking first is Gen.G, and it's so difficult, Jorby. I really can't express it. You watch all the replays, you look at what weaknesses they might have shown yesterday. There were very far and few between of those weaknesses. We didn't see many of them, and now I guess one is going to crack through. The defense not looking great at the response of Complexity.
Yeah, Nolly tries to turn and then he side flipped, trying to make the 50 happen. Really, a front flip kills the ball, but CRR was also in the area, and Nolly was the last man back. Jack was still hurrying up, so I'm not sure even if Nolly makes good contact on that 50, if he can get through both CRR and Razebull. CRR began that whole thing with a great flip reset, or not a flip reset, but just a good pass in the midfield. And you really can't count out that Complexity team at all.
No, you can't.
At any stage during this series, CRR looking for another clear.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's a name we're going to repeat a lot on the side of Complexity is going to be CRR. I mean, he was coming alive against Koi in that quarterfinal matchup, nearly 90% goal participation, 4.5 shots per game, 1.67 goals per game, which means he's converting 37% of his shots. I mean, the man was an absolute monster. And if you want to have that same level of offense, you're certainly going to want him to step up, but somebody who's stepping up on the other side is going to be Chronic.
It's a nice one for Chronic. Gets the reset, last man back, AJG. Razebull trying to follow it, and AJG, he tries to turn his car to get the dodge, but can't quite find the timing. And Chronic, as he flipped into the ball, he got an extra little touch as his car rolled into it, and that gave it that little bit extra speed. I think AJG had it lined up well. He just wasn't expecting another touch, and now they bounced off the inside of the post. Chronic, who has scored many bangers for Gen.G. Hang on, 3-point pass, 4-point pass, they can't connect. Nolly didn't have anything left. Jack left waiting by himself. He stops Razebull in midfield.
Good composure, though, from AJG. Not panicking on the goal line, even though it looks scary. Decided to leave the ball, knowing that they're going to have some space. And Appjack and Nolly are a bit confused, but they do organize themselves out here. And obviously, you don't want to let this game get too out of your own control. Crucial goal line saves from Complexity. They're back down the other end. And so far, Gen.G, pretty much a routine game for them. Complexity are back to the drawing board to try and figure out how to break through and tie it up.
Could be a breakthrough clear, but no, Jack just finds Nolly downfield. And once the bump makes it awkward for Razebull. 50 works for Chronic, he stays on it. He's got enough, but not too much. AJG puts the ball back down. DRR off the ceiling, and maybe a reset. No, it didn't look like he had one. Razebull back to HAG.
Double tap.
And he doesn't have enough boost. There's a corner steal for CRR. But he gets stomped on the side wall. That made that approach awkward. And Complexity do have midfield, Turtle, but they haven't really generate a lot of chances on this Gen.G defense. Jack almost got bumped and was taken away regardless.
All right, we'll see if these demos can come out. Now, Razebull is looking for a 50-50 on the goal line. A couple of back and forth challenges, but this is definitely the longest sequence of events we've seen in the Gen.G half. And as soon as I mentioned that, they do break out. Chronic through the corner. Good 50-50 from him, and then he tried to take out Razebull. The bump almost connected, but narrowly missed it was Razebull.
And that would have been more effective had that shot been away from where he had been sitting. It's awkward for CRR, but no contact from Gen.G. This was happening to Gen.G yesterday as well. Razebull flips this out. But on a lot of their quick passes, they weren't connecting them against M80. And that allowed M80 to stick around where Gen.G usually connect on those this weekend. They haven't connected on every single one of them. Might be enough of a hole for Complexity to punch through, but they're losing the ball. Jack and Chronic combined, but they don't get anything. CRR able to stop the push. Complexity just don't have enough in the tank. HAG, he's got 80, but he's away from the ball. Everybody lining up here on defense for Complexity, but Jack's in the air!
Man.
Jack's in the net! 2 goals up!
And what was the situation here for CRR? He had plenty of boost, 91 boost to his name. He's in the goal line, and I just don't think he sees Abjack jumping up so early. Initially, it looks like CRR is out of boost, can't go for the ball, but no, he had plenty in the tank, just didn't opt to go in for that. And Abjack says, thank you very much, I'll take a free shot.
It may just have things for the first game. Complexity, plenty to look at in the shot totals, 9. They've outshot Gen.G, but have they controlled the game more than they have? Don't know if they did in game number 1. So Complexity, their work cut out for them after game number 1. Gen.G start off strong. We'll see what Forbidden Temple holds for us.
It was a better start, I'd say, than finish for Complexity. They came out the gate swinging with physical gameplay. AJG was getting aggressive. That first man would be much stronger with his rotations. He'd take the midfield boost, then continue forward looking for a player to take out. Then as soon as Genji got on the board, things slowed down. And I also do like the approach every now and then from Complexity to slow things down on the goal line. They're trying to be cautious of where everybody's located from Gen.G. And you can see the hype from Abjack already. You love to see that as we get into this series, but I thought Complexity, they looked good, they looked composed, but at times they didn't know when to slow the pace down, and that played right there from CRR, just unaware of where the opposition is, when Gen.G is gonna go for a shot and when they're not.
I gotta say, Hype Jack is probably my favorite version of apparently Jack so far. Like watching him just get excited. You remember when he was on Dignitas, there really wasn't a lot of that. He was kind of still in his shell. But ever since he joined Gen.G, and honestly, ever since he won a major, Jack is coming out. I love the energy. I love seeing Jack show himself like that. I love it when anyone shows their emotion in these matches. how much of themselves is in the game.
I mean, there's so much adrenaline that is pumping through your system, Jorby. As a player, you're on this pitch. I mean, you're competing not only for, not necessarily for Gen.G, but for Complexity, major spots, major points, season points, money's on the line as well. There is so much riding on each individual series, so you know the hype is going to come out, and that's from Abjack, the man who just got the save there. And if you paid attention yesterday, we did interview Abjack. He said he had a sluggish day, but look at this play. Nothing about it looked sluggish. They were trying to thread that ball between each other. Nice little give and go, but it's not going to create anything. Complexity are creating chances, though.
Great shot here from CRR, and a nice little saucy pass from Razebull. Jack jumps early for it, trying to predict where CRR is going to shoot it. He's thinking high. CRR sees him jump, goes low. Great adjustment on the back end, and just like that, Complexity have a lead.
And that's so efficient, too. One opportunity down the other end, and they're able to score off of that single transition where it looked like it was going to be a Gen.G goal to start things off. Complexity, they're going to need to do that all series long, hold off, and really fend off against Gen.G's incredible passing game. And whenever you get one chance, one opportunity, you have to make it count. They do so in game 2.
See if they can capture it. Nice pass, CRR, but follow-ups are going to wait. Razebull next up. Where can Complexity find their way through? The boost pads, the canisters starting to be won by Gen.G, but Razebull wins a massive 50. This puts everyone back in the rotation. And El Toro just misses the post. almost had the double, would have been a 2-goal lead. Instead, it's Gen.G headed the other way. Chronic around the corner. And a whifty in front, back to the corner.
But even just that look from RLCS is going to fill all of these players up with confidence. You're going for the double tap. You're so close to hitting it. You still have the lead. You're putting shots on target. You're getting chances. You're generating them. This is perfect stuff from Complexity. Now AJG is also looking for demos. Seems like game one, all those mistakes, they patched up the holes, put a Band-Aid on it, and they are working so efficiently.
Whoa. Good pass again from RLCS. Nolly, no boost. Caught, but the shot is wide. AJG, another pass denied. Chronic gets underneath it. CRR was waiting. He gets chipped off the plate. Quick shot. Big save from RLCS again. They're hitting it right into him, making it easy for Complexity. But they got to stop him again. Chronic denied. RLCS ain't giving him any chance on that ball. Can they get possession away from Gen.G? Jack, nice little catch. He's out of boost to drop off the Chronic. He wins against CRR. Chronic, 1, 2, 3, Jack, go!
What more do you want from Chronic? He takes it himself, past 2 players, flip reset, off the backboard into Jack. And that is one of the most mechanical passes we have seen, I'd say, all tournament long. What a play, Chronic setting up his teammates. Now as we approach halftime, that's how you want to go into halftime, Jordan.
We were calling his name during the M80 series. They're calling his name during the first regional every single time. This man gets behind the ball. I mean, he's insane. RLCS trying to set this up for HHG. Wants net. Nolly's there.
And how crucial is that for this Gen.G roster when typically it feels like almost every goal, Jorby, is a team play, right? And you're not getting too many solo plays. They're so efficient as a unit. And obviously that was a passing play from Chronic, but 95% of the work was that solo play from Chronic. How nice must it be to have this star player on your team to do that much damage?
Absolutely. And you've got to give credit to Complexity's defense overall. It takes that kind of force and that kind of shot. Nolly hits on backside. 2-1.
And this is what I'm talking about, setting each other up. This is a back and forth pass from Abject to Nolly. And that's the typical routine passing play that we expect from Gen.G, but they can also throw in the solo plays if they want to.
It's just the touches that they get, like, always in a perfect spot for their teammate.
Yeah. And the crazy thing, Jorby, is a lot of these touches are situations where they could easily take the solo route. Abject in that situation could have looked for a flip reset, could have gone off the backboard. There were so many options, but they're trying to utilize each other as much as possible. Nobody on this roster wants to play selfishly.
Complexity having some struggles keeping the ball away from Gen.G here in the orange half. RLCS just has to give Nolly the respect. Now Gen.G just get to play back and forth. Jack just gonna let it go. Force is 2 up. RLCS did get the ball out. Chronic, or Nolly didn't see a way in. Chronic's back in. Jack just missing that touch.
Oh no, oh no.
Nolly backflip. This could be a chance. RLCS didn't have a lot of boost. He couldn't exactly get up there quickly. Jack gets deleted. CRR's got the midfield boost. AJG deep on the wing. And this still not really working out. Ball kicked out to the corner. CRR, nice pass to RLCS. Quick shot taken away. Still good pressure though. They get another corner boost steal. They've got him locked down, but then they backflip off the play. They get a demo, and Complexity still have offense. CRR holds on to the dodge, but it's not good enough. AJG, there's the midfield. CRR collects that midfield boost, but who's got the ball and forces CRR and RLCS to get back. That one's a little risky, and if you didn't touch that one, RLCS is gonna have to make a more difficult save than that one was. Nolly straight down into the net, and Gen.G securing another game win here.
And they're winning the 50-50s. They're stabilizing too. We just recently saw a miscommunication between Nolly as that third man, but 20 seconds of defending, and they're back on offense. Nolly can win the 50-50, follow it up off the backboard. Gen.G, my goodness, they have bounced back. It wasn't the best start to this game individually, as well as the first game, but they've downloaded Complexity. A bump on the play as well. They're not gonna give Complexity a second goal, not at all. And here we go into game number 3. Gen.G still on a tear.
Jack getting that bump after Nolly missed the ball. One mistake cleaned up with another great play. And Gen.G, this is what makes them so frustrating if you are facing them where it's not a big scoreline. You're losing by 1 for most of the game. Yeah. But you just can't get control of the ball. You actually can't dictate pace of play. And Complexity had a couple of those chances. But how many times they were just waiting for Gen.G just to give them the ball? But you can only move back to midfield and wait for Gen.G to give you the ball if you've earned the control of the pitch. And Complexity weren't fully controlling the pitch. Gen.G had boost. They're like, fine, if you want to sit back there, we'll keep making you work for midfield. We're not just going to give the ball back to you. They're so good with controlling the ball, and that helps them control the game. Complexity struggling to get consistent opportunity.
And that's the reason why we do see a timeout call for Complexity, trying to figure out what exactly it is they need to change. Again, I don't think this is a bad performance whatsoever from Complexity. It's just that age-old question now as we get into more and more of this season. That is, how do you defeat Gen.G? How do you break through? It feels almost like you need to have a near-perfect game plan, especially with these transitions. I mean, I'm just thinking back to that game. The only difference I could have seen for Complexity would have been punishing a little bit quicker on Nolly's positioning. You know, we saw that one moment where he was pushed too far forward. It was raisable up to go for a 50-50, and they had a good sequence of shots, and that was it. You had to score. They gave Gen.G a chance to stabilize, and that was their biggest mistake because, well, you can see right now on your screens what happens whenever you let them stabilize and get on your own half.
That touch from Jack, man.
What are you going to do, Jorby? What's the answer?
What do you do when Jack comes back from your backboard and then just gets like the sauciest pass coming the opposite way over at Nolly? What are you supposed to do about that?
Bro,
you see Jack go into the air and you're like, okay, well, like, what is he going to do with that? He's not going to like put that into, he's like, oh, wait. That's just a perfect touch to Nolly. Like, it wasn't like off to the wall where Nolly had to like catch it and make a play. No, this man suspended the ball in midair, going the other way, and Nolly's like, thanks, now I'm going to score. Like, just can't do anything against it, dude. You just don't see this kind of regional play from any team.
You got to calm down, man. They're trying, okay? They're trying their best, okay? We're seeing demos come through. We're seeing their play style change a little bit. They're shape-shifting into different styles to figure out what's going to crack the code. It's possible, okay? I don't necessarily know what the perfect answer is, but Complexity are on to something. You can't count them out yet. It's game 3. This is exactly where they got their first game in the previous series they fought in the grand finals of the Winter Open. Let's see if they can get back into it, potentially win a game themselves.
If you rewind to yesterday's series against M80, you might be asking yourself, how did M80 claw back into that series? I think a big component of it was the physical game.
And they had those in the last game. They had those a lot. You could see it. I wasn't.
I don't know if they had them like M80 had them though.
Right.
You know, like M80 were getting like backline demos on the goal line.
Yeah.
And that was really freezing Gen.G's ability to transition. Like the thing that you're talking about that's been so difficult for Complexity to handle.
Right.
You might have to be more consistent in a physical game. You know, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying like also like that. I think where those demos are coming from Complexity, man.
When it's about going for them throughout the entire game. I feel like Complexity will randomly remember, oh, I should probably start going for demos when they push out on offense. But you need to always be looking for that opportunity. Not necessarily always go for the demo, but always keep your eyes open with those rotations, knowing when you could or could not go for the demo. And in the previous game, it felt like they only went for them on the offensive side when they looked comfortable. Right now, what M80 did was just every chance they got, even rotating back, they'd look for a demo, look for a boost grab. You've got to just take every factor away from Gen.G to get a chance on their own net.
CRR after the timeout, switching off of his Fennec into an Octane, hoping to find some mental comfort as they look for a way in Gen.G. Right now, they were just looking for a clear. They do get one, but even that touch from Jack to Chronic. He's back to midfield, and that touch from AJG, you're really just delaying as the rest of Complexity were rotating back for boost. They can't have confidence pushing up right now. There's always an orange car in the way, even right here, Raisable. Quick work to get that 50. Now for Complexity, the work begins in midfield as they get back to the corner.
It's not the most ideal clear from AJG, but he does take a boost and can rotate out cleanly. AJG gets a demo on Chronic, which should open up space, but of course, Nolly is not going to hesitate in his rotation, and Chronic is back on the other side. Abject looking for anything off the sidewall, quickly denied, but they're utilizing each other, finding everyone in this space. And this is a double commit, huge opportunity for Complexity. But they themselves double committed, and now they can't punish. It's back in the hands of Gen.G.
Yeah, the only man who could have was Razebull, and he had no boost. He had picked up a canister on his way to the ball, but by that point, it's already too late. That's the RR. Razebull. Get the ball back to about the third. And there's TRR and AJG. TR jumpy there.
Yeah.
It didn't amount to much, but it's those little things, Turtle, like you're talking about. That's the difference.
Yeah, that.
If you want to beat
literally
Gen.G.
the difference. If you want to slip through this defense and put up quality opportunities against Gen.G, you cannot hesitate in those moments. And Gen.G, they're just sliding around on ice skates through your defense, finding the holes. Nolly to Chronic, Chronic to Abjack, Abjack back to Chronic for the steal. And it's 1-0.
And it's back to CRR and how he handled that 50. He's trying to time when, I believe it was Chronic, was going to flip into that ball, and he ends up just flipping right by it. That put AJG in an unfortunate position where he had to try to dive for that pass. Didn't work out. Complexity, goals have been at a premium, and they haven't been able to afford it. Chronic, though, drops the ball to Razebull. CRR demo on the left side, but is it enough? May not be, because Jack just squirreled the ball away. Now Razebull up in the air against Chronic. He's gone. Chronic, not done. Over to Nolly, backs it up. And Jack first to the ball. Gen.G will retain possession. AJG up quickly. And there's another good defensive stand for Complexity.
Yeah, but these clears are just going right back into the hands of Gen.G. They're getting suffocated. The boost is stolen. They're losing 50-50s like this one from Chronic now, who's over Razebull. Doesn't have the perfect touch. The follow-up save by CRR keeps them within one, and their hopes are still alive.
No boost either, had to go quickly. Chronic gets a little chip. Now it's flicked over Nolly. Chronic needs to make the grab. He does. Nolly first to it, non-touch. But that froze Razebull, and he was able to win the 50. Maybe this could be a setup. Here's CRR, but denied. Couldn't get there in time on AJG's pass. A little bit of space, a pass, another one to Razebull. High pop, everyone frozen. Jack comes back, and it doesn't matter. The next layer comes in for Gen.G. and overlaps anything Complexity try to do. One more, maybe. Jack, up high, eyes him on the 50.
Another clear going right into the hands of Gen.G. Complexity, they can't even find their teammates downfield because they're all rotating back to get boost. And with 13 seconds left, this feels almost like a must-win. Otherwise, we've got a reverse sweep in a best-of-7. Final 5 underway. Gen.G still winning challenges, finding the speed, and here we go. Keep this ball in the air. You need another miracle like you got against COL, and I'm not sure if they can do it, but this ball is still up, Jorby.
CRR, nice catch. 22, got the 50, keeps it up. A Razebull came with him, and Gen.G will take the victory. One more to go to sweep their way into the grand final.
Oh my goodness, this is just one game away now for Gen.G to setting an RLCS record for the most grand finals made in a row, and this would be their 6th grand finals if they can win this next game, or of course just this series in general. But it's not over yet. We've seen crazier things happen before, and oh man, it's so difficult because Complexity, they're not playing a perfect defense. Had I seen their defense completely polished up, nobody's double committing, I would think there's a chance for them to battle back, but we're not seeing the most polished positioning out of them. They're double committing when they could be transitioning and trying to punish. It's just not all connecting for the boys in blue, Jorby.
It's not those small communication errors that you're seeing. Gen.G tends to cause those, and as we get a quick look at their cams, vibes have been pretty good. Jack rocking back and forth. He's antsy. He's ready to get back in it. Emotive Jack is my favorite Jack, man. It's great.
Yesterday, whenever he was talking to Daz, he said, oh, we had a bit of a sluggish day. For some reason, I wasn't feeling too energetic. And today, I think it was game 1 where we saw him completely pop off. So he's recovered. There is no more sluggish, apparently, Jack. He's ready, he's fired up, and he wants to set an RLCS record and make it to the grand finals for the 6th time.
Jack put it up high. AJG gets there. Gen.G immediately on offense. Complexity, we've talked a lot about the little things that have been working and the things that have not been working for them. We'll see if they can put together the right hand. CRR tries to deny them. He's back in his Fennec. Chronic flips it over one, but the rest of Gen.G are going to wait on this transition.
Okay. And that's a good look, though, from Complexity. You have a player downfield waiting for a clear, a bit more organized, but still right back to Gen.G. Good interception there from Bull. And I think a big part of this game and getting back into it for Complexity is going to be your awareness of where Gen.G are trying to pass this ball, with how efficiently they move as a unit. Understanding where these passing lanes are getting created and how to intercept it is going to be huge moving forward.
Bull pulling wide on this ball, and he wins a good 50 against Jack. Just trying to work the corner as much as he can. Hard to do. Gen.G have been pretty solid on that front. Now Jack on the transition. Let's it drop into Bull. It's all about timing, but he's just off rhythm.
And Abjack just got the demo on AJG. He opened up the space for himself, and Bull thought he was gonna go high. Abjack went low, and he gets the first goal.
He just he slung it, and he said, here you go, Bull.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Figure this one out. I'm gonna go.
And Bull surprise Pikachu meme. AJG.
Yeah.
Oh, missed that one, but got a 50. The force is 2 up. Doesn't really matter, though. What do you do? Nowhere to go.
Look at how close he is. Jack
just pulls downfield. Turtle. It doesn't matter, man. Every time we think that a team is actually going to challenge Gen.G, no, dude. It's just easy. It's routine. This isn't anything crazy that they're doing. This is not going to be on a highlight reel.
I mean,
no one's clipping that and putting it on Reddit, but it happens every single time with Gen.G.
I hope somebody clips that and puts it on Reddit, because that saved flip from Chronic was still nasty. I'm not gonna lie. It might not be the craziest thing, but this is definitely crazy from Complexity. 3:10 on the clock, and they're back in.
Look, there's a little bit of pinball here. Get CRR, and then ding,
what on earth? What is this?
High score! Right. Nice one, CRR.
Listen, if you're Gen.G, you can't
anything
predict
to put you in, Turtle.
You can't predict that, okay? You're playing pinball, you're creating chaos. Maybe that's the key.
Your move.
Just throw everything. Yeah, there it is. Oh, never mind.
Wait,
all right.
It's a kickoff goal.
Yeah. Your move, Gen.G, and it's an instant response.
Complexity got plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Don't let that one get to you.
Don't let it get to you. That's got to sting, though. You just get back in. It's a kickoff goal, but this is a good look for CRR. But we're looking at a 4-0 potentially, 2-goal lead for Gen.G. The one goal you got in this game was, like we talked about, pinball. I wouldn't necessarily say it was the most well thought out execution, but maybe that's what you want against Gen.G. You want to inflict as much chaos, try to ruin their rotations. Maybe that's why the demos from M80 were so effective. Good transition from Chronic to cut that one out, but Complexity slowly starting to build some possession.
Just going for the shot. He had CRR there for a pass, but he also didn't have a lot of boost. The power! AJG makes the post pay and gets Complexity their second goal.
And now we're getting some highlights under a Chronic over Abjack, and he lands on top of the ball into the bottom right corner. That was basically a 1v3 past all players. And my goodness, hello, Complexity.
Is that another kickoff?
No, it's not.
Okay,
it's not. We're good.
That one, you would have been gutted. There's another demo, but Chronic actually took out Bull. CRR, no boost. Too hard for them to find that tying goal. Now they're getting bumped out of the play. Gen.G want to end this. Bull wins a great touch. CRR's got it! Tie game!
Tie game indeed. We thought Complexity might be out of it. It was looking like a wash, but with that poor touch from Abjack, Chronic's pushed out too far forward, and Nolly can't rotate back in time. All tied up. Here we go, approaching the final 2 minutes. Complexity, what a mental game here to stay alive and stay determined.
See if Gen.G can get it right back. Chronic's took to the ceiling. He sees Jack downfield, connects, got the first, but Bull gets there. And stuffs that attack real quick. Bull gets a nice flick. AJG denied by Jack, but CRR's there. Shot underneath.
Oh! The striking, the accuracy, it has all stepped up for Complexity. Every shot is an absolute banger under defenders. Through the defense, finding the one pocket of space that you need to put your team in the lead. And Complexity have stolen this lead back.
Gen.G have given some of the openings that they hadn't shown in previous games. Complexity have punished those. And now it's about hanging on to this lead and not making any mistakes of your own. Chronic, quick shot, taken away. Complexity, they've gotten lots of minutes on defense. Let's see if they use that experience to the best of their ability as RazeBull diving for that ball in the corner. And it's a little tied up with Gen.G. RazeBull on that carry, but couldn't connect with CRR. Now Jack just wins 250s, only 4 boost, and CRR barely makes contact, forces Chronic onto the bar, Nolly in the air, and RazeBull takes it away. Complexity, they're getting to the third. Nolly demos the backside, no one there. One more in, bar down ski for apparently Jack.
Oh, Nolly is head hunting here against CRR, who was trying to take the boost, get back into position. They're feeling the stress and the pressure from Gen.G, and they just break under the final minute, all tied up. One demo, and you can't count Gen.G out yet.
Another demo, just launched downfield by Chronic. RazeBull, what's he got? CRR's frozen now. Has to wait. Jack plants him on the back wall. Quick shot, maybe? No. AJG next up. Not a lot of boost here. What's it by 1? Wants the 50. Not going to get it. And Jack gets a perfect bounce on his touch. And he's just going to carry it downfield. Gen.G more pressure for Complexity to handle.
Oh, I love that, though, from CRR to hold onto the ball, drop it down for RazeBull. That's the composure they were going for within the first few games.
Oh, no.
And now it's starting to work out. You say, oh, no, because this looks threatening, but CRR manages to sneak away and not let Nolly get a touch of it. Big clears. Look at the defense standing tall from Complexity.
But they need to hold on to midfield and at least force OT. RazeBull swings wide. Why does Nolly get the free possession? Now he tries to get him the bite. El Toro can't make it, but AJG backs him up. Chronic, one more. Jack on the side, cut off. AJG keeps it away, but whoa, that's risky. And here we go.
Hey, he saw what CRR did previously against COL, all right? You want to keep it up. Maybe you get another miracle of a shot, but we don't get a buzzer beater, and into OT we go. Oh, Nolly gets a wide open shot. Gen.G back to the grand finals.
He knows what you're gonna do. He's seen your book. He's read it. He's not impressed. What a pass from Chronic. And it's easy pickets for Nolly. Gen.G all smiles as they make it to another grand final.
And
Another one.
That's an RLCS record. 6 grand finals in a row. This team is something else. They have just done what seems to be the unthinkable in Rocket League. You talk about consistency. It's the hardest thing to achieve, to find as a professional team. And Gen.G, they have uncovered the missing pieces and put it all together, Jorby.
Nothing more to say, bro. They're just a better team.
It's true. It's true.
Nobody has been able to beat this team. And you know, it's funny too, because like, if you think back to Europe, Carmine Corp, the only team that anyone's comparing Gen.G to, they go 4-2 against German Amigos. They look kind of weak against German Amigos. It took some big plays, and then they absolutely stomped semifinals. It's like the same story here with Gen.G. They struggle a little bit against M80. M80 take 2 games, but then they never give Complexity a chance in semis. Now they go to play face. First killer said he wanted him. Can he beat them? Find out after the break.